You're listening to Liverpool Live with Mick Coyle.
This is Radio City Talk.
It's 12:45. Young people very much on the agenda this week on Radio City Talk. This week is Children's Mental Health Week. We were talking young people as well with Les Stewart, our education expert, within the last hour as well. We'll talk about them again in the next hour. But today is a day for, it's not just for kids, but for everybody, Safer Internet Day. Some new figures are out around Safer Internet Day. It suggests that 70% of children and young people have seen unsuitable images and videos online. The figures show that almost half of 13 to 17-year-olds say they've seen a nude photo of someone they know being shared online, and a fifth revealed someone had posted an image or video in an attempt to bully them. So those figures again, 70% of children and young people have seen unsuitable images and videos online, including nude photos of someone they know being shared online. Let's get a take on this with somebody who works for the BulliesOut organisation as an ambassador. She's a young person in her own regard. Charlotte Thomas. Charlotte, thank you for your time on the programme today. Really appreciate you speaking to us.
Hiya, thanks for having us on the radio.
Hey, not a problem. You're a young ambassador. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. So you've grown up in this digital age. So when we hear about people sharing photos and the social media side of things as well, is that something you absolutely recognise from the front line, if you like?
It is, because I had cyberbullying on both MSN and Facebook, but from the anti-bullying work that I do, I see that it's a lot worse now, because now you've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and it seems to be every month I'm hearing of a new social media that people are using to bully others or to cause upset. So it is a growing problem.
Tell us, if you can, and it's probably quite difficult to think back to those times, about what you experienced. What were the sort of things that were happening to you?
It was a variety of things, whatever people thought they could do, which would be hurtful. It would either be private messaging me nasty things or creating group chats where a group of girls would target me. There was even a time when a girl took a photo of me in the classroom, an unflattering one, and put it as a Facebook profile picture. And the other girls were then commenting nasty things, and the school didn't do anything about it. Facebook wouldn't do anything about it when I reported it.
And that's deeply concerning, because I think a lot of people listening to this will think, well, bullies at school, they knock you about a bit. When the teacher shows up, they step back. And then when the teacher disappears, they carry on again. But actually that stuff, the social media stuff, Facebook profiles and all that, is open and in the public, isn't it? Everybody can see it. It's almost like shameless bullying. Yeah,
and also when people used to get bullied, even though it was really bad, it would stop at 3:30. Or whenever the time the school shut. Now it's 24/7, 7 days a week, because of social media. And when someone's being bullied, although they can block the bullies, it's far too easy for the bullies to then create new accounts, because there's no thing in place where you have to give ID before you make a social media account. It's far too easy for people to create fake profiles to carry on upsetting someone.
And the people who bullied you, presumably they're similar age to you.
Yeah.
Do you still see them about? Did they grow up? Are they still deeply unpleasant people? Was it a phase for them?
Sometimes when I do see people about, they're probably too scared to say anything, although there have been times when I have seen these girls outside of school and they've still been unpleasant. The main thing was that I was in the Liverpool Echo late last year, and it was posted on the Liverpool Echo Facebook page, and these girls all saw the article and were tagging each other, writing nasty things about me, and some of them were even claiming that I was the bully in school. So even though in one way it doesn't bother me anymore, it still shows that these girls haven't grown up and they're still out there to cause upset for others.
So they saw you telling your story years later?
Yes.
And they still thought, oh, here's a good chance to do something. What is wrong with some people?
Exactly. And then I had to contact the administrator of the Liverpool Echo page to take it off the Facebook page. It's still on the website, but it is sad that people can't control themselves and have to write nasty things online.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, isn't it, between, some people are just unpleasant people.
Yeah.
And how can you sort of best get yourself away from that situation? But of course, as you say, you're in this online world now where there's no escape, and actually not being on these social media feeds sometimes leads yourself even more open to abuse.
Exactly, and most of the time when people are cyberbullying others, it's either down to jealousy or because they're not happy in their own lives, and instead of using that to upset others, they should be using that energy to learning a new skill, going to see friends. They're using their energy in the wrong way, and I think more education and awareness needs to be out there to show people what they should be doing, and what they should be doing isn't tormenting others via social media.
No, absolutely. No, bullies are the biggest cowards.
Cowards, yeah.
They go around and they realise that they haven't got something, and it might be a bit of nous, it might be the way that they look, it might be, the way that they're achieving in school, and they haven't got that. So the easiest thing to do is to criticise the people who maybe have got the achievements, who are doing things a little bit different, because if you make them feel bad, then everybody comes down to as bad as they're feeling. I think that's what the bully always tries to make you feel as bad as what they feel inside themselves, and they might feel that way for various different reasons, and that's a tragedy in its own regard. But that idea that you don't grow out of it, that you continue with that, is a really, really concerning one. So it's Safer Internet Day today. What do you say then to young people now, let's say 12, 13 years of age, that being the age at which you're allowed to actually have a lot of these social media accounts, although we obviously know they have them anyway. What do you say to those people about what they talk about and how they talk about other people on social media?
Well, I'd say to think before you write something online. Another thing I feel about social media, people are more likely to say something nasty behind a screen than they would to someone's face. So before you send that tweet, before you send that text message, reread it and think, is this nice? Is this going to make the person who I'm sending it to feel horrible? And I'd also say, think, if someone was sending that to you, how would you feel? And think of the effect it could have on someone, because bullying can destroy lives. So people need to be responsible what they post online. It can also come back to haunt them in years to come, because there's a thing with the digital footprint where whatever you post online doesn't really go away, and future employers can see that. So what you do post online can have a knock-on effect if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a warning, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the line, your employer goes, we were going to offer you this job, but actually we've seen you using deeply inappropriate language on social media. Oh, but I was a kid at the time. And then, well, actually we followed up, and actually you continue to abuse somebody into your adult years as well. So you're not the sort of person that we're looking for. Thank you, but no thank you. You can go and get a job somewhere else. It's brilliant to get you on, Charlotte. I'm sorry that you've had such a terrible experience, but the great thing is now you're an incredibly intelligent, articulate young person who's talking about a really important issue. It's something which, those people who bullied you, I'm absolutely certain are not doing. So well done to you for getting involved in that one. If people want to find out some more about BulliesOut and the work that you're doing, you're a young ambassador as well, so you speak and do like presentations and things like that, and various other people do that through the organisation. Where can they get some more info on that?
Well, if you would like to visit the website, it is www.BulliesOut.com. There's all sorts of info on there, and also how you can become a young ambassador like me, or an ambassador if you're over 21. But if you're local and would like me to come and do a talk in your school or youth club, I do have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com